Hello, cosmic beings. Welcome to Being Cosmick. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I am so glad that each and every one of you are here. My name is Devon, and I will be giving you a collective message today. So, with that, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Not everything is going to be for everybody, and that is okay. Picking up on multiple threads of energy here. Right. We are doing a specific spread today, and it's a spread where we deep dive into an issue, a challenge, a problem of some sort that you are dealing with right now. It deep dives into it and then it provides a solution. So that's what we're doing today. Okay, with that, I already pre-pulled the cards, so I'm going to give my quick shout out, my thanks now, and then we'll get into it. So, with that, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the engagement on the channel, the likes, shares, comments, subscribes, donations. All of it helps out so, so much. So, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's get into it. All right. The heart of the issue. Okay. We've got barmbrack, sweetness and synergy. So, this bread, it's a type of bread that has like little stuff baked into it. So it's like a little coin and like a ring and stuff like that. And then you it gets cut up and then given to everybody and then you like see what you got. And then so like if you get the ring, then you might be getting married in the following year. If you get the coin, it's going to be good fortune. The that kind of thing. What it's talking about here. So this indicates a curiosity to know what is ahead, but it's important to balance that with the now. After all, we have the tools to change our future should we choose. The sweet synergy of barmbrack, all the ingredients, including the objects, are more complete and powerful together than they are individually. And this can encourage you to seek your own sweet spot. Okay, so being that this is the heart of the issue, you could be spending a lot of your time focused on the future and not allowing yourself to be in the present moment. And so what this is talking about is really kind of finding that balance. And yes, think about the future. Yes, plan some things. Yes, get excited about certain things. And also pull your energy into the present moment because the present moment is where the future happens. That was a cool way to put it. Um, it kind of didn't make sense, but hopefully, yeah. Anyways, so basically what I'm trying to get across is, or I should say what spirit's attempting to get across here, is you create your future in this now moment based on the energy that you are choosing to embody. So if you're always in the future, then you're not in the present. So you're not energetically attracting some of those things because you are mentally not in the present moment. Hopefully that makes sense. We're getting into kind of the quantum realm and manifestation and things like that. So we'll keep going and see what else wants to come out. Okay, okay. The hidden issue. We've got werewolf, which is exploring wildness. Ah, hmm. Okay, read it and then keep going. All right. So the werewolf is a kind of shapeshifter, but one that has traditionally had little control over their wildness. In a way, an inner battle between civilization and wild animal nature fights inside the one body. The vitality, strength, and freedom of the animal versus the reason, control, and intellect of the human. Which one, though, is the dominant force? What is the healthy balance between our animal nature? one that is wild, free, and connected to nature, and our radically civilized humanness separate from or dominant over nature. This is asking us to consider the balance and delve into our own ideas of wildness, independence, and custodianship of the planet. The werewolf challenges you to weave a balance between nature and your own nature. So, okay, I'm going to keep going and see if what else wants to come out about it. All right. The major obstacle. We've got the witch, which is the earthly weaver of the worlds. This is about tapping into the inner magic. This is about tapping into the ability within yourself to create your own reality. This is also about balancing the physical realm and the spiritual realm. So it's about balancing your physical experience with your spiritual experience in whatever way that is for you. Um Yeah, so I'm picking up kind of an out of balance energy. And that could be what's going on. It could be a lot of really like in the physical, making sure, it's that energy of like making sure the bills are paid and focusing on this and planning for the future and all of that. And it's not allowing that wild side in fully. And part of that could be maybe hmm, yeah, you could be being called to really tap more into your spiritual side at this time. Let's keep going and see. The main fear. Okay, we've got vampire, which is emotional intelligence. Hmm. And then we've got School of Stars, which is infinite possibilities. Oh. It's not fully coming through yet. Sometimes the message takes a minute to fully pop through. Or I should say, sometimes it takes me a minute to fully grasp the energy. To be more, accurate with my words here. All right, let's see. So this card is talking about okay, so you could be being drained energetically by different people, places, or things. And this is a call to enact stronger boundaries. Um It's suggesting to become very aware of what is giving you energy and what is taking away your energy. And I want to get into that. Okay. So asking it's asking you to be aware of needing people to need you and why we invite people like this into our homes, workplaces, and lives if indeed we have them around us. Developing the emotional intelligence within ourselves help defend us against this kind of emotional and psychic attack and enables us to foster healthy, equal relationships of all kinds. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna keep going. I'll get it here shortly. Hidden. Oh, ah. It says infinite possibilities, but I read it as hidden possibilities. So that might be significant. Let's see. This card indicates a need to think bigger and more broadly about your future and what you would like to achieve. Perhaps there are false beliefs, often old, that no longer serve you as you grow and change. Sometimes these beliefs may not even be yours. They may have been imparted to you by your parents or the wider community, yet feel rather incongruent to you. You need to endeavor with all your heart and soul to live the life you want and honor your own wishes and truth. Okay, I think I got it. I think I got it. So, is what I'm picking up is that for a lot of you, what could be going on is it's this, okay, it's this energy of kind of being locked into an idea of how you want your future to look. And it's something that maybe was rooted from when you were younger, or it's just evolved into this, and it's kind of being shaken up right now. There could be something major that is coming into your awareness that's like, wait a minute, this isn't what I want for my future. I actually want this thing. I actually want to walk this path instead of this path. And then what happens is it's a disconnect because there's a part of you, it's the ego part of you, it's the persona that we wear, it's the attachments to the external realm and external validation and things of that nature, which is that part of this emotional intelligence card. And it's that part of it's that part of you that will attach to this idealistic future timeline that you've been locked into for a while. And then what can happen, especially when you start tapping into this wild side of the self and really tapping into maybe more of a spiritual way of being, that can shift everything entirely. And what it can cause is this disconnect because then there's a part of you, oftentimes, more often than not, it's your soul self that is like, hey, there's soul fulfillment over here. There's 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 infinite possibilities. Oh, there we go. There's infinite possibilities for fulfillment on this path. You can go this path. You can go the path that you've had locked in, that you've idealized and everything else. It's not going to provide the gratification and the soul fulfillment that this other path has the potential of providing. That makes sense. Okay. So let's see. What is the solution? We've got the dawn, which is the light after the darkness. This is talking about a new beginning. This is talking about starting anew. This is one of those the divine gives you a blank slate and is like you can do this whole other thing now. Oftentimes this can come right after a tower moment, and so a tower moment is divine intervention of some sort. It can shake you down to the core. It can shake life down to its, foundation. And it can feel like life is falling apart. And what's happening is it's being reorganized and rearranged so that you can step into true soul fulfillment. With that, part of what could be going on is there might be a fear because there may be people, places, or things. I'm really picking up people and relationships with this card that are not going to be able to come with you on this new timeline. And it's not, even if they do come with you in a way, even if you do still have a relationship with them, it's going to be very, very different. There's going to be different boundaries in play. You're not going to be doing the same kinds of things with certain people that you used to do. This can be, not partying anymore. This can be not talking to certain people about certain aspects of your life anymore. This can be about, enacting certain boundaries and then actually cutting people out of your life. Cutting certain behaviors out, cutting out, removing limiting beliefs, removing vices, those kinds of things. And so that could be part of where this fear is coming from, is it's like there's a part of you that knows to get over here and walk this path, you're going to have to let go of some things. Okay. What will happen if you engage the solution? Hmm. We have School of Darkness, which is blind spots. So, give me just a minute. Okay. All right. So I just had a weird thing happen that I don't think I've ever happened. Bleh. I don't think I've ever had happen in a reading before. So as I was tapping into this energy, I have like some background music going on, and it's just instrumental stuff. So I had it going on. Well, it's the music switched, and it was literally the exact same music that I have on my alarm to wake up in the morning. And so I mean it totally threw me, and I was like, I can't, it totally, switched me into that, like, oh, it's time to get up and get moving. Or I also have the same alarm for when it's time to go get my daughter from school. And so it totally just like came in and was like bloop, and totally pulled me out of the energy for a minute, which is very interesting. And then so I paused it and was like, okay, I've got to change this because that's, not conducive to channeling this message through. And then I heard it's time to wake up. So I feel like that's very, very significant and symbolic, because that we're in the aspect of the reading where it's what will happen if you engage this solution. And the fact that it's time to wake up, I feel like for some of you, it's this process is triggering a spiritual awakening. For some of you, this is going to be the first awakening you've gone through. And for others of you, it's going to be another awakening. Um, and oftentimes we'll go through little mini awakenings, and then sometimes it'll be like mini one, little nudges, little nudges, little nudges, and then there'll be like a big event. And that's oftentimes when people talk about like their spiritual awakening. It was this big event that completely changed their life. And then after that, it's like you can go through other awakenings where you go even deeper and you understand things even more and you see things from a different lens. So it's going to be different for each of you depending on where you're at on your journey. That being said, what blind spots is really talking about is it's those shadow aspects of the self. It's those patterns that continuously repeat in relationships, in work environments, in all sorts of things. It can be self-sabotage. It's all of these little patterns that show up, and they are a call to action is what I just heard. And so it's this thing of like, why do my relationships continuously have this dynamic that shows up? At some point, there's a common denominator. And so it's an invitation to look at that pattern and go, okay, what is it about what I'm doing and how I'm showing up that is helping to create this pattern? It's not about taking responsibility for the other person and how they're showing up. It is about looking at the self and saying, what is it about me and my energy and my subconscious patterns and beliefs and unhealed wounds and triggers and all of this shit? What is it about this? And what is it that I'm doing that is attracting these experiences in my life? And it's an invitation to look at that and go, yeah, I don't really like this dynamic. So what am I doing to, allow that into my experience, and how can I change that? That's a really big part of awakening in the healing journey, and, that whole that whole process is really looking at the self in that light. And so what I feel like is going to happen is by you really tapping into this and setting some boundaries with people, places, and things in your life, and allowing yourself to tap into the infinite possibilities realm of life, embarking on that journey that is appearing for you is going to allow for you to have some sort of an awakening and an awareness of subconscious patterns and things of that nature that have been maybe keeping you stuck in a certain place, maybe preventing happiness from appearing in certain aspects of life. Take it how it resonates. So, I mean, ultimately, it's yeah, my suggestion is to take that new beginning. It's worth it. If you're called to do this and this is what your soul's calling you to do right now, by bravely stepping onto this new path and discovering these things about yourself and changing certain dynamics, putting in certain boundaries and things of that nature, and changing certain ways of how you show up in life, it's very, very rewarding. It really, really is. And so it's worth it. All right, well, with that, I feel like we got into the thick of it, so to speak. And I don't feel like anything else wants to come out. I feel like I'll just keep talking in circles. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave this here. If this resonates, feel free to let me know in the comments below. You can also drop an emoji that helps with the confirmation, to know that these messages are reaching who they are intended for. So thank you. Feel free to hit that like button. It does help out the channel. And if you would like to see more from me, you can hit subscribe. It is free, and I will see you on the next message. Bye.